Okay. Brian, anything else?
This is, can I speak of something besides roads?
Absolutely.
Since we kind of hit the roads pretty hard tonight. There has been a request by a former employee to have access to this person's personnel files, to come in and look at them and make copies of them. As far as I can tell, and Royce, maybe you've been able to find it, but I don't think in our current employee relations or human resources manual there's anything about accessing their own employee file. So,
other than to read it on site.
Okay. So what I would like to do is add an amendment. And I'd like to just quickly review it with you, because we've got to deal with this thing. We don't often get these requests. Here's one for.
Could you turn to Melanie, please?
Could you send that to? So you've already given one to Royce. Let's quickly just look at it. I think I broke it down into two categories: current employees, and this may be covered under what you're talking about, Royce. Current employees may review their personnel files upon request if their supervisor approves and observes while they review it. The supervisor needs to be there with you. The employee may not remove documents from the file or make copies. The supervisor may make a copy of a document or documents for the employee if requested by the employee. I'm talking about, say, a performance review or something like that. In no case may a current employee access the contents of another employee's personnel file unless they are the supervisor of that employee. Personnel files should be kept secure and locked during non-business hours. Former employees do not have access to, for any reason, to their personnel files or the contents therein. It is considered city property and is not to be reviewed or copied by anyone unless approved by the mayor and or legal counsel. Personnel files on any former employee should be kept in a separate file cabinet and secured under lock and key. I think they need to be put in a separate category where you're not, especially when you're not accessing them all the time like a regular personnel file.
Questions, discussions?
So, third line down where it says employee may not remove documents from the file or make copies, I would add digital or physical because it's as easy as this. Jean?
That's good. We can add that in. You want to just note that in there on yours?
Yeah.
You've done that? Okay. Any other discussion?
Actually, I think this is good to define. The more that we define the city policies, you know, it has been great to establish that personnel file or the personnel policies and file. And I think just defining it, the more defined it is, the less problems.
On the former employee, I'd like to see it be mayor and legal counsel. So you've got two people that have to sign off on it. It's kind of like having two signatures on a check, as opposed to one or the other.
So to or?
Yeah.
So, any other questions or comments?
And I believe state law on this is it's up to the corporation or entity to decide on personnel files, unless I'm
That's what you were
mistaken.
told.
And that's what the Department of Labor told me.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. So
Okay.
we should be fine to add that.
Okay. We will add that. Anything else, Brian? Dale.
Okay, on Parks, Trails, and Recreation, basically we're set up for the middle of September to complete the trail across to the church. We're going to do prep to see if, I don't know if we're doing it as our own public works, the prep on that going up. We'll need to get on that right away to start doing that. And I will make contact. I've already talked with most of the individuals that would have driveways that adjoin that to see if they want to set up a contract to have that done at the same time. And most of them are interested in that. I'll make contact with Eccles this week and have him set up those contracts. It looks like now actually Cody and I and McKay met and just went through this property that we owned above the park trail, and we're looking at cleaning that, mowing that down. What I'd like to see us do is you walk that from where the trail cuts across the Fitzgerald's. There's a slope that just goes down into the bottom of
Watch
that.
that pencil. She's back
Yeah,
on the
that
way.
could, it's dangerous sitting next to me at this or football game.
I was gonna say, I'm excited about that.
As
Football, there we go.
As you're cutting up that trail, that will be a very attractive, just a nature trail. You know, that's canopied down in the bottom. Does have some wash areas, and I have talked to a couple of the property owners. They had a couple of vehicles or snowmobiles that need moved out. Looked like I noticed that the truck and the pickup are gone from down at the building. Have we done anything with that?
Update, please.
Yeah, Dodge sold. We're just pending payment and pickup on that one, and the 10-wheeler closes, I think, next Thursday.
Yeah, good,
So we'll see.
good.
Is that on the auction site, the trailer?
And did we put any of the other properties on yet?
Yeah.
You know, like the oil heater stuff. I'd like.
We'll
We
probably
need to start.
get that going this fall,
Okay.
or more in the winter.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
trying
it's
to clean out the Anderson house,
yeah.
garage.
We need to get those. I talked with Brittany this week, and I mentioned at last city council meeting. I'd like to see us change our landscaping ordinance requirement to match with cities like Payson and like Santaquin does. That when they take out their building permit, the contractor's responsible before they can get an occupancy permit. They have to have the front lawn in, sprinkler system. We'd add in the most of the with a timer that also has the storm delays, and the required trees or shrubberies, because we're almost all of the major development now is curb and gutter, sidewalk, and a planter strip. Right now, there's a number of them in the development, along Skyhawk Way, that have moved in with either no yards or, and I think that PUD requires that they have the lawns in and the trees and stuff before they move in. I think we have had discussion on that with our inspectors, but the benefit of that, it's a benefit, it'll be a benefit to the homeowner also. You know, you look at the self-help homes that require that. It gives a nice, clean, finished look for a property owner, for a homeowner. You know, if they have to come up with that before they move in, they're paying for it over 30 years. When you just get finished paying all of the fees and you lock in to get into a home, and we have a two-year time period to get in your front yard, it's hard to come up with $4,000 or $5,000 to really put in everything right. And I think it would be to the benefit of the city, of the property owners, and everyone as a whole. So
You want that brought forward on the planning commission, since it is a
yeah,
land use issue?
actually Brittany has, had already, done an ordinance on landscaping as far as water conservancy was concerned.
And that was gonna go to the plan, because the water conservancy issues were gonna go
So,
to the planning
yeah,
commission, and that was, he's given me some code from Payson City
Okay,
that I've looked at, and that's going to planning commission as well to make that change,
okay,
to look at it.
thank you, Dale.
What would you do with the existing houses?
You've got to,
We've got to just stay on it with the code
Yeah.
enforcement, and that's the
Yeah,
problem.
well,
It has to, we just have to continue there. Again, the problem is how much time is available for someone to take on that code enforcement responsibility. There's only,
But-
got 5 hours a week so far, and that's probably not enough.
But requiring it to be done before the occupancy permit is
That-
going to take away some of these problems in the
It will.
future.
Oh, I agree,
Yeah.
I agree.
with neighbors.
And just like we had to go back in
Yes.
and state that a house is built prior to 2006, had to have the same requirement as houses with 2-year time period.
Well,
It
but
would
that
take, it would take
Sounds
away
like
from
date
some of
was
that.
October 2010.
part of it is just follow-up, like, I went down to the self-help homes, and there's actually 4 of them. They have their lawns in, but they don't have the trees in. And that was a requirement with that PUD, is that you have
The trees.
at least 2 trees in the front, or 3 if you have a side lot. But we do need to, and actually,
With that.
it had in the specs on that it was 1 inch to 1.5 inches diameter. Well, in the
The
PUD.
PUD, it was.
PUD.
The other was 2.
And I see a number of those that are the $39.99, they are just, it takes a few years for them to get up to really be an established tree. So part of it is we need to decide, and I think we have discussed that with our inspector, but if we have that as a requirement before they get the occupancy, and it does allow for, it was finished during the winter time,
Yeah.
then they have to put
bonding
either
money.
cash or a non-refundable or a non-voidable something bank
So-
loan or something.
As I'm understanding it, our current inspector is not enforcing the requirements of the PUD.
Well, I'm not I don't know if it's our inspector or if it's us or who would.
So, what's happening?
is that?
Somebody tell me.
I will talk with
inspects
him,
the
that's the best I
homes.
can do, is find out for sure what's going on and making sure that it's consistent with what he's supposed to be
But
doing.
we issued the occupancy
And
permit.
that's what I'm saying.
And so I think now that we're
Yeah.
aware of that and that we're thinking.
I had just assumed that it had been done, but I will check with him.
Okay.
Paul,
No. Oh,
anything here?
no, there's nothing really new to report. They always have the similar meetings after.
Yeah. Nelson?
Just a quick update. I've reached out to Payson, asked them when, haven't got a response back. I'd like to see us meet with them again. Keep moving the momentum forward on
On
regional,
the sewer, yeah.
because that's gotta be sorted out soon.
I'm surprised we haven't heard from them.
Yeah. And anyway, so I've reached out to them. I did talk to Bruce Ward, ran into him at the gas station. Figured maybe if we ran it from the engineering side too, maybe we could.
Well, they both completed their studies.
Yeah,
So
both of them have studies. We just need to sit down and start working through this. So
Yeah.
that's where we're at on that. SCSD, we're waiting right now for a review of the proposed code by attorneys before we open up to the public hearing portion of that.
For the solar.
For the solar, we are moving forward, and so that'll continue to progress. Residents have questions, they can either call me, and I will tell them to call and talk with our PIO there at SCSD, or they can call them directly
Yeah.
and talk with them.
They just like to anyway, I already did that.
Well, that's the option that's available, so,
They think everybody knows nothing about electricity.
okay.
I was just wondering, I don't know if it's Nelson or the mayor, has there been any further discussion on, is it Procura, that the procurement of property that,
That we don't, that's what we're saying, we need to follow up with it, because there's 2 or 3 issues that have to be addressed, and some of them have to be addressed in a private setting,
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
so.
I mean, so we're,
So,
at this point in time, all I can do is ask, when will you meet with me? And I'll go and invite the mayor and Cody and we'll go. But it's, at this point in time, the ball's in their court. We're just waiting for them to blow the whistle so we can start playing ball,
Yeah,
okay?
we can't guide the horse, we just have to ride behind.
Okay. I didn't have any comment on that.
Okay. Okay. I believe that's it for tonight, but we will adjourn to a closed session for just the council. Royce, with Melanie, and what's that? We need Melanie? No, okay, just Royce and Cody. Okay, I think that would be it. Again, thank you to the public for your time and your interest here, appreciate it.
good to our friend from Comcast, or from